Hello everybody and welcome back to another Vanguard video, and welcome. This is going to be episode 1 of how to get better at Call of Duty Vanguard, where I'm just going to be going over some general tips each episode, and maybe some episodes I will be more in depth. And today we're going to be talking about some basic things that have helped me personally get a lot better at the game, because believe me, I was struggling really bad, and I just couldn't believe it because I came from Cold War. I was dropping nukes in Cold War with ease, as well as doing fairly well. And as soon as Vanguard came around, I just struggled a lot, and I started to question myself like, yo dude, what happened to me? Why am I doing this bad? So I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, but there were a lot of game-changing things that I did to my game that was going to help me do better in game. So if you guys could do me a favor and drop a like on this video, I'd really appreciate it. It shows me I'm doing something right. And also, if you would like to see more videos like this, it would really help me out to show me that you guys do like these kind of videos. And make sure to subscribe and check out all my other videos as well regarding some tips and class setups that you should be using in Vanguard. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is in no particular order, but the first thing that I do want to talk about is perks. Now, perks are a huge game changer. When you first play in the game, you realize that you're dying a lot. And then you also realize that the opponents keep calling in UAVs. Number one, UAVs are simple and easy to earn. So obviously enemies are going to be spamming UAVs. So you're just going to get exposed on the minimap. They're going to find you and kill you. It's simple as that. So first things first, make sure you're using Ghost. Ghost is probably something that I will never ever run without in Vanguard, because Vanguard is a really hard game as is, as far as navigating around maps and just being able to play a strategy. If you're exposed, you're definitely going to stick out like a sore thumb. So Ghost is a crutch perk in my opinion. And as soon as I put that bad boy on, obviously I started to die a lot less because I wasn't being shown on the minimap. So that was definitely a game changer. Now the next perk is Forward Intel. Forward Intel is the most OP perk in my opinion, mainly because it literally shows you where the enemies are spawning in from. So that gives you some sort of direction. So typically in Call of Duty, wherever you spawn in from or the enemy spawn in from on whatever part of the map, that is exactly where the opponent is going to be as well, you know, the rest of their teammates. So it just helps out a lot because it helps you make better decisions on how you want to push the map, where you need to go. Because obviously if you don't see any action going on the minimap, then you're going to be confused, and then next thing you know, you're going to get into a bad situation or a bad position, and you're going to get maybe outgunned by multiple enemies at a time, and you do not want that to happen. So this minimizes that risk by putting on Forward Intel. It's literally a red square that shows on your minimap. It just shows up, and all you got to do is just follow that direction and make sure you approach that area with caution and don't just rush into it blindly. All it is giving you is information on where those opponents are. Now next up, this is a bit of a bonus here, is high alert. You know, these maps, most of these maps are huge, so obviously when you're running around the map, it's really tough to see people who are camping. So you never know which direction enemies are looking at you. So when you have the high alert perk, it at least gives you a chance to be notified. It'll show like this yellow tint or whatever on the screen from whatever direction you're being looked at, and that will tell you which direction you should be paying attention to. So that's very helpful for some players. Me personally, I don't really use it because I push the map a certain way already to a point where I minimize my risk of dying to somebody that I cannot see. Obviously, the gameplay is not perfect, but I definitely can live without it. But maybe you should try it out if you keep dying left and right and you don't know where these enemies are coming from. And also, it helps to know where you're dying from. It's part of the process. Learn from your mistakes. That way you know not to push a certain area anymore, because maybe it's a choke point, or maybe it's a line of sight that is heavily gated by enemies who are just anticipating your movement, and it's just a bad area to go to. So it'll help you teach the map and how to play a little bit smarter at the same time. Now next up, I want to talk about using the best guns. If you're not using the best guns in today's Call of Duty, you are literally going to lose a lot of gunfights, and you're going to be asking yourself, why? How did that guy kill me so fast? Literally, there's a thing called a meta now, and this is on purpose. There are just a few select guns in each niche category. So basically assault rifles, SMGs, etc. And some guns have faster time to kills than others. Time to kill, or TTK, you've heard me say this in my videos. By the way, make sure to check out those videos because I show you guys stats and graphs of these weapons, and it'll just give you a bit of more of an understanding and a visual of what exactly these guns are and how they rank as far as which are the best guns in each category. But anyways, you should be using the meta. You know, right now I would definitely say say 𝗧𝗘𝗔𝗠, 𝗪𝗏𝗡𝗡𝗏, MP40, Type 100, etc., etc. Those are some really solid guns that you should be using. And unfortunately, I know we want to use a different array of guns, but that's just not the way it is nowadays. You know, you have to have an intense amount of skill, like pro player level skill, awareness, gun skill, etc., to be able to use any gun that you want to. But for the casual gamer, you have to use guns that are just on a top tier type of level, you know, because if one gun that your opponent is using has a faster time to kill than the gun you're using, obviously in a gunfight, you're gonna lose. Simple as that. Even if you did shoot first and with the fast, you know, time to kill for as far as your health goes, it doesn't matter, man. If these guns kill faster than you, you're dead. So keep that in mind. Try to use the best guns in the game. I do have a lot of class setups covering this. The next tip is using the right gun for specific map sizes. So this one is very important because coming from Cold War personally, I was able to use a submachine gun on a larger map, but it's a totally different Call of Duty. You have to remember that. So that's why it was a little frustrating at first for me in Vanguard. So for example, if a small map were to come up, then I would definitely use an SMG. SMGs are better suited for these type of gunfights because they're better at close range. So I would definitely pick something like the MP40 or the Type 100. You can't go into a small size map, fast pace, etc. with an assault rifle or LMG. Maybe assault rifle, maybe, but it's better off if you use something like an SMG because they got faster mobility and also the time to kills are much faster as well. So if you're using something like an assault rifle or an LMG on a smaller map, you're gonna get simply outgunned, outplayed in each and every way that you can think of, from time to kill to movement speed, etc. So you have to keep those in mind, and same concept goes for the assault rifles as well. Use assault rifles and LMGs on bigger maps. Use sniper rifles on bigger maps. All right, and to piggyback off of my third tip, you got to learn how to use specific guns and what they're intended for. So basically, same thing applies. So if I was gonna use an assault rifle, I'm definitely using it on a medium to larger sized map. So doing this is gonna allow me to engage in longer range gunfights, and my playstyle is not going to be as aggressive as I would with an SMG on a smaller map. You know, you can't rush around on a big map with an SMG and expect to stay alive as long as you possibly can. Maybe if you're extremely lucky and you play very cautiously, yes, you can survive, but you would have to force yourself to engage in closer range gunfights. So doing so in this game is really difficult because the way that the maps are designed is that it's meant for a bit of a power position type of play style. So if you notice, most of these maps are actually bigger than what we're used to. So a lot of the times you do have opponents who are sitting in windows just waiting for you to pass by. So I'm not saying you have to play that way with an assault rifle on a big map, just saying that you should slow your game down dramatically if you're using an assault rifle or an LMG on a bigger map, because if you're rushing around even with an assault rifle on a big map, you're definitely going to get outgunned and shot from an angle that you didn't even know was there. So that's just something to consider. Now, next tip, we're going to talk about the fast TTK in Vanguard in regards to health. So with that said, you got to navigate the maps a lot smarter. So this meaning pre-aim around corners and play a lot slower, just like I was saying, because if you're running around way too fast, you know, you're trying to be so eager to get into gunfights, and even this goes for using SMGs on smaller maps, you really have to be mindful that the TTK is a lot faster in this game. So naturally, that is going to force players to want to camp a lot more, to want to play a lot slower, because if they see you running around the corner, they don't care, dude. You're gonna get chopped, and the TTK is so fast, you're not even really going to realize it, and before you do, it's gonna be too late already. So pre-aim around corners, just make sure that you're ready for a potential gunfight and play a lot slower. You know, there's no rush in this game. You really have to take your time with it and think about your every move. And as soon as I did this, my gameplay changed a lot. So next up is to level up your guns. Please do this. I know it takes a while to level up your guns, but certain attachments affect TTK for most guns, and I do have videos talking about this for the class setups that I've already posted. I'm still working on more guns to help you guys optimize your class setups for the fastest TTK for weapons, but low-level users are going to be punished. If you don't level up your weapons, the base weapon TTK is going to simply lose to the same weapon, but it's maxed out out and it's got the best attachments on it. So if that makes sense, you definitely should be leveling up your weapons as soon as you possibly can so that you don't suffer anymore in these gunfights. It's just simple as that. All right, and last but not least, I want to talk about dead drop and stim shot. So these are two big factors that also help me stay alive a lot longer and do a lot better in Vanguard. So dead drop, if you don't know what this is a field upgrade. This is going to help you earn your kill streaks. So this is pretty much a guaranteed way to earn it. If you want to see a much more in-depth video talking about this, make sure to check it out on my channel. It's literally called How to Guarantee High Kill Streaks Every Single Time. So basically how it works is that you are granted this dead drop every time your field upgrade charges all the way up, and it actually charges relatively fast, so that's also a good thing. So it helps you out. Now what you want to do is right before you have this feeling that you're about to die, when you're about to get your first, second, or third kill streak, is you activate this. So even if you die while you're on your streak, you're gonna respawn with the same streak that you did before you died. So let's say I'm like 2 off of my advanced UAV or something like that, right? I'm gonna respawn and I only still need to get 2 more kills. So what I like to do also for extra insurance is I wait for my field upgrade to recharge itself, and then I'm gonna reactivate it and then actively go into more gunfights just in case I happen to die again. Because if you die again before you charge it and utilize it, you're gonna lose your kill streak. So that's just a little tip right there about dead drop, and using dead drop has helped me just make sure that I'm getting all my kill streaks and still ending the game with a lot of kills. So definitely try that out. Now next up is stim shot. This one is a fairly simple explanation. I've used this a lot in Modern Warfare as well as in Cold War, and this just really helps you stay alive a lot longer, give you a little bit more insurance going into gunfights should you get hurt a little bit, because again, the TTK is very fast in this game. So let's say you get into a 1v1 situation and the opponent hits you, you're a little red, right? You're weak, so the opponent might push you because he knows that you're in cover. You use your stim shot, you're back to 100% health, and now you have a lot more confidence going back into that gunfight. Or if you want to, you can flee from the gunfight and choose a different gunfight to your liking with a lot more confidence that you're not going to get shot in the back or whatever in one shot because you're already weak. So dead drop and stim shot, they definitely do help out. So yeah, also try to just use low kill streaks. Using low kill streaks does go a long way, especially if you're still new to the game. It'll just help you get more familiar with how streaks work, which ones are best, which ones, you know, work for you. UAV for me, in my opinion, is a staple. You definitely need that because there's a lot of players that are still not using Ghost. So it just gives you a lot more information on the minimap. So obviously that is going to help you tremendously. But anyways, guys, that's all the tips that I want to share with you guys for today. If you guys did enjoy these tips, make sure to leave a like on this video. And like I said, this is episode 1, kind of like a tester series. So if we get a lot of likes on this video, maybe let's try to go for, I don't know, 300 likes. If we go for 300 likes and we hit that goal, I will put out another tip video and go in depth on something else that will help improve your game. And make sure to subscribe to stick around for other videos. And also make sure to check out my older videos that I posted regarding Vanguard tips and class setups. And yeah, man, turn on those notifications. Hopefully this helped you out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yo, if you guys are always on your computer all day or you like to game for long sessions, definitely check out gameradvantage.com for these blue light blocking glasses. Quite literally the best blue light glasses that you can ever find on the market. Make sure to check out gameradvantage.com and just learn more about it, man. There's so many benefits to keeping your eyes nice and healthy. You won't feel that strain at the end of the day, and you'll go to sleep like a baby at the end of the day, and that's the best part. You won't feel tired at all. Definitely check out gameradvantage.com. Use code TURBO at checkout.